Yeah, this program that I edited, I did it on another compact flash card, and I went like, well, I want to start with card number 2, not card number 3, and I really didn't want to have to set up my laptop for TIDIR. Okay, Hal,
Yeah.
want to announce us, please?
Yeah, are we live, John? Okay, we're live.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my lords and ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls of all ages, welcome to the March 2021 Chicago TI User Group meeting. We have an excellent program for you today, but let's first of all find out who's here. Well, our president, Vic Stirrup, is here. James Mazurek is here, who does the tech support, and John Shanfield is here, and he's doing the video presentation on YouTube. And I'm here, Hal Shanfield, fair chairman, and General Dog's Body, as I like to say. At any rate, I'd also like to mention that if you want to call us, you can call us on Skype at any time. And at the bottom of your screen, you'll see my screen name on Skype. It's pronounced Yalmar 2, is the name of my older sailboat. At any rate, I think you might have, if you're not already on my list, you might have to ask for permission to call, but I'd be glad to do that for you. I'll have another computer going so that you can call, and we will not interrupt this particular broadcast. But if you have any questions, there's also a chat function. You can ask questions at any time during the meeting, and we will try and answer those questions as well as we can. At least somebody who knows something about TI computers will answer those questions. That would not be me. At any rate, Vic, are you ready to start?
Yes, I am, Hal.
Okay,
So we're
take
going
it
to
away.
stop this program. And last month, someone had asked about if there were any programs on learning basic and extended basic. So I went through the files and I found them. So this is off of the Chicago Users Group, disk number 54. That's the name of it, CHI0054. And the first 2 programs are Basic 1 and Basic 2. So I just press the space bar to load this from RXB. And we'll see how it goes. I hope you are going to like the program that you just selected to load into your console. This program runs by itself, and you must try real hard to stay awake and learn something. Press any key to continue. The topics to be discussed are 1. Print, call clear, let, call sound, call vCare, call hCare, new, run, list, input, go to, for next, spacing and tab, int. And at the bottom it says press any key to continue. Addendum. It's a duodenum. At any time, if you wish to try any of the commands, just press Shift C. Okay, this must be written for a 99.4, not a 4A, because we would press function 4 to stop the program. Then you may try any of the commands to make sure you fully understand them. Then you may restart the program by typing run, but that'll start it from the beginning, or simply by typing con, which means continue. Surprisingly logical, isn't it? Press any key to continue. Okay, this is like white text on a green screen. I hope you can read it. 1. Printing. To print a message on the screen, type print, quotation mark, your message, end quotation mark. where the X's are whatever you wanted the computer to put on the screen. You put that enclosed in quotes. Example, print, quote, hello, period, end quote, should display the word hello, period, on the screen. Okay, I'm going to do the function for trick. And this is at the bottom of the screen. I don't know if you can see it, but I'll type in. Okay, I typed it in like it said. Oh, pring, yeah. Okay, so it printed hello. Here, let me bump that up a few spots. All right, so you should see that, right? Just typed in the word print and pressed enter. It didn't print anything. Then I typed in pring, hello, and it said syntax error because pring is not a recognized word. Then I managed to finally spell it out correct. Print, quote, hello, period, end quote, hello, period. All right, now we'll type in con, and it should continue from where we broke the program with function 4. Okay, that was the end of print. Number 2, call clear. This is a relatively simple command which clears the display screen anytime you wish, whether it is in a program or just to clear the trash off the screen while you are trying to write a program. The computer effectively enters the space character at each of the 768 screen locations, which is 24 rows by 32 columns. Press any key to continue. 3. Let. The let statement is used to assign a value to a variable. What this really means is you have something you wish to assign a number to. For instance, if y equals 3 times z, we can let z equals 3. Therefore, y would equal 9. But we could also let z equals 4. Then y would equal 12. Press any key to continue. Let continued. Anyway, somewhere there is a memory location labeled Z with the number 4 stored away in it. It is our subject to be called out at any time for our use. For instance, we could use let pi equals 3.1415926535590 and call up pi at any time in our program, and it would be the same each time. The bottom of the screen says press any key to continue. 4. Sound. This is a big one on the TI. The call sound statement is a big plus on the TI 99.4. It can add life to otherwise dull programs and even make music. The format for sound is call sound, parenthesis, time, frequency, volume, end parenthesis. Time is how long the sound lasts in milliseconds. 1/1000th of a second is a millisecond. Freq is the frequency of the note played, how high or low, and volume is how loud the note is. Press any key to continue. Sound continued. For example, call sound 1440 lasts about a second and has a frequency of 440, middle A, and a volume of 0. On the TI, 0 is the loudest sound you can have, and 30 is very soft. More than one note can be played at a time. Okay, so let's try that. Call sound 1440. So I'll break it, function 4. All right, let me raise that up off the bottom of the screen. And there you see, I just typed it in and I played the sound. Now we'll type in continue, C-O-N. And we'll pick up where we left off. Sound continued. For example, this is multiple notes played at the same time. For example, call sound 999, 110, 0. That's one note for a duration of 999 milliseconds at a frequency of 110 at a volume of 0, which is the loudest the TI does. And the second sound is 220 for duration. Frequency 220, 0. Okay, this will all last the same time. That's why there's not a time number on the second one. So 220, 0 and 440, 0. It sounds like sound continued. For example, all sound, I think that's a typo in the program, should be call sound 999, 110, 0. One note only sounds like, okay. And sound continued. Call sound 100, 880, 0. One very short high note sounds like, sound continue. Example of music. You'll have to scan the program listing for these call sounds. Okay, Somewhere Over the Rainbow from Wizard of Oz. VCare. Call vertical character and call horizontal character are used to put graphics on the screen. The screen is divided up into 24 horizontal rows and 32 vertical columns. This makes 768 little blocks on your monitor or TV that can be used. The format is call vchar, row, column, character, and row equals row and col equals column. Char is the ASCII value of the character you want at that row and column. Press any key to continue. vchar continued. For example, call vchar 121642 will place an asterisk, parenthesis, asterisk, and parenthesis, at row 12 and column 16 of your screen, which is about the center. The example above will be executed when you hit enter. I will clear the screen first. So he's got to use call clear, and then he's got to perform the call vchar command. So I'm pressing enter, and there's a little white asterisk. The screen was cleared, and there's a little white asterisk in the middle of the screen. The bottom of the screen says press any key to continue. vchar continued. The format for vchar can also be call vchar, row, column, character, repeat. This is a pretty powerful command because you don't have to necessarily put every darn character on the screen one at a time. Where repeat is the number of repetitions you need. For example, call vchar 12, 16, 42, 5 would print a vertical row of asterisks starting at row 12, column 16. Press enter to see this one. And there, row 12 and column 16. So it's repeating it vertically downwards. Press any key to continue. Okay, this is white on a green screen. I hope you can read it. 6, HChar. Okay, HChar is pretty much the same as vchar, except it will repeat horizontally. But the row column commands always put the character in the same row and same column It's just the only differences in these commands is if you repeat, is if it strings down vertically or if it goes off horizontally. So the example, call hchar 12, 16, 42, 6. We'll put character 42 at row 12, column 16, and repeat 6 times. Pressing enter. Okay, there you go. Press any key to continue. New. The new command tells the computer to clear the program in memory at that time. If you do this right now, it will dump the program and you will have to start over. The new command is used normally to clear the memory when you wish to start a new program. This is especially true when you are typing a new program from the computer. From the keyboard. Run. Okay, I'm going to quit this at this point because the whole idea of this was just to give a representative example of what the program Basic 1 on the Chicago User Group Library disk number 54 is. I'm going to do a directory, D for directory, disk 1, and we're going to pick up basic number 2 here. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of programs in here for programming. Basic Primer 2. I hope that you're going to like this program. You just load it into your console. The program runs by itself. You must try real hard to stay awake and learn something. Topics to be discussed or discussed are strings, input strings, if then, random, call key, call screen, character string, segment string, read and data, and print spacings. Okay, I'm not going to actually run this one. It's just to show you the subjects that are in this Teach Yourself Basic. Now what we're going to do is we're going to load a new disk into drive number 1 using the Nano PEB. So this command removes the data from drive 1. And this puts a new floppy disk worth of data into virtual drive 1, disk number 860. Press D, do a directory. Okay. So I see that this one is Tiger Cub, disk number 1150. Angry Bull and a basic primer. Okay, so I think what we want to do is go down to basic primer. Oh, there's a load program here too. Okay. So we'll just quit, select RXB, let it find the load program on number 1. There we go. Yeah, since it's nice enough to have a menu there. Angry Bull, animation, basic primer number 2. Game programmer, music programming demo. So, what was it, number 3? And enter. Disk drive lights blinking. Basic primer 2. Oh, this is the same program as what was on was on the Chicago User Group. Okay. So we'll quit this. Try a different disk here. Say bye-bye. Okay, so here's programming tutorials number 2. Instructions, read first. Arrays, BXBAL, Charlie's effects, graphing keys, patterns, sounds, transport, erasing demo, and inverse video. Well, we'll just try number 1 here at the bottom of the screen. Skip instructions? No, the whole idea is to read the instructions. Tell it no. The program's arrays keys, Charlie's graphics and patterns on this disk were written in Console Basic and use character sets 15 and 16 for the re-identify characters and colors. The assembly routine BXBAL has been merged into these programs, so they will run in Extended Basic, which does not normally allow the use of call character for characters 144 through 159 or call color for sets 15 and 16. That's because Extended Basic has the sprite definition table in that section of memory. And that's why sometimes you might not be able to run a basic program in Extended Basic. So I've used BXBAL for years. It's great. A little program, you just merge it into the program so it runs before you run it. If you want to use those characters and sets in your own programs, first load BXBAL from this disk and write your program to include it. Okay. So that was the instructions. Okay, so this is arrays. Okay, is it working or is it broke? Okay, it's our first glitch. I'd say that's not what that's supposed to do. Reload the load program off of disk 1. Let's see what Charlie's is. Charlie's, a musical play for 2 characters. Henry Charles and Violet Charles. You can hold the action by pressing the spacebar at almost any time. Also, at the end of each scene, you will hear this. Then press any key and go on. Okay. Yeah, so for Henry to do that, he has to do a for next loop. It doesn't do it automatically. Okay, so this is a nice little animation where it shows you the actual command at the top of the screen, and then you get to see the difference between H character and V character. And if you try to abuse them and run H character vertically, then you got to either print it multiple times or do a for next loop. Okay. Try the erase demo. Press the key for call H characters. Yeah, I'll assume it's using call H care to erase the screen. Just notice it's not doing a call clear. That would just erase everything. Press the key for 28 display at. Press the key for repeat string blank 252 times. Press the key for fast erase. We'll end that. Remove this disk. Yeah, so there's a ton of stuff in the Chicago library and also the Tiger Cub library for teaching basic and extended basic. Okay. Go load disk 1 load. Okay, so this sort of takes those cryptic program names. So a color programming tutorial or tutor, handy dandies 1, 2, and 3, and music programming tutorial. I'll start off with 1.
Excuse me.
Disk drive lights blinking. Tiger Cub color programming tutor. TCX 1115 Tiger Cub software. The TI 9940 home computer can put 15 different vivid colors on the screen at one time and create an endless variety of colorful effects. Press any key. The colors and their codes are: 1 is transparent, 2 is black, medium green, light green, dark blue, light blue, dark red, cyan, medium red, light red, dark yellow, dark green, magenta, gray, and white. I wonder why they have these in order rather than just going light, medium, dark red, light, medium, dark blue, light, medium, dark red, etc. I always wondered why they jumbled them up like this. I'm going to press the any key. And these are the colors. Okay, if you started light green, medium green, and dark green. Cyan, light blue, dark blue. Light red, medium red, dark red. Touch any key. Light yellow, dark yellow, and magenta. Black and gray and white. Gray and white comes out the same color on this screen. I wonder if that's a bug in the program or just this display. And there they go. There are 3 different commands to put color on the screen. Call screen will color the entire screen or any part of it that has not been colored by another command. Number 2, black, medium green, light green, dark blue, light blue, dark red, cyan, medium red, light red, dark yellow, light yellow, dark green, magenta, gray, and white. Yeah, there's got to be a bug in the program because gray and white comes out the same. The second command is call color. The printable characters on the keyboard are divided into 12 sets of 8 characters each. In Extended Basic, sets 0 and sets 13 and 14 are also available for color, but sets 15 and 16 cannot be used. So set 0 there sort of looks like garbage. I don't know if they're undefined yet. Yeah, it's probably because the computer hasn't really defined them yet, what they should be. Press any key. Press any key. Each set can be given a different foreground and background color. The foreground color is the color of the character. The background is the color of the rest of the print space. Some combinations of colors contrast much better than others. The shades of color can vary greatly depending on your TV set and its color adjustment. They can also vary greatly in depth and brightness depending on the combinations and proportions of colors on the screen. Press any key. The following program will show you the 3,375 possible combinations of screen, foreground, and background colors. But it takes 11 minutes to run, so you can stop it at any time with the Q key. I think our patience will probably be like run this, what do you say, Hal, about 30 seconds?
Yeah.
This is a test. Foreground, background. Okay. 19, 20, 20. Yeah, I don't think I could stand 11 minutes of this. Okay. So it's nice to show you how the different colors show up, foreground, background. Want to try your own color combinations? No, not really. So I sort of wonder what handy dandies are. Let's see what that is. And it doesn't work. Okay. We'll just try another disc.
You could try another handy dandy.
Yeah, I can try putting that back in and seeing what it does. These discs are not all perfect. What was that, 863?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was 863. So I'll try 3. Handy Dandy is number 2. Okay, it's I got a blank screen. We're still in RXB, but it's not. Nothing's running here. Wonder if there's something that should be running before we try running Handy Dandies. Try number 4. No. Yeah, I'll have to go through those and see what the holdup is. 5. Music Programming Tutor. All right, I'm getting a little suspicious here. I'm going to turn off my console and the Nano PEB.
Quick program note. I'm having a little difficulty with the with Skype today, and so if anyone's trying to reach us on Skype, I'm afraid it's not working. I'm having a little difficulty as well with my hotspot, which I left unfortunately in the sun. It overheated and turned itself off, and that's why I disappeared for a while. Um, at any rate, if anyone's trying to reach us on Skype, um, I'm sorry about that. It's not working. And surprise, surprise, a computer problem. Isn't that amazing? I'm sure that's never happened to anyone before.
Yeah. Okay. Sometimes you can't run one program after another. It doesn't clear memory correctly, or the computer just gets confused. So, what's the first thing, James, that a technician says when you call up the help center and you say, my computer's acting up? Nah, he doesn't seem to be there. Well, the first thing the technician says is, have you tried turning it off and turning it back on again? So I did that, and it seems to have come back. So here is handy dandies. 1, define odd, define even, define random odd numbers, define truncate to 1 decimal, define truncate to 2 places, define round off to nearest whole number, define round off to 1 decimal, define last digit of number, define next to last digit, define first digit, define center tab. Boy, I wish you sort of had a tutorial on this, but I'll press 1. Oh, type T to turn page. Oh, there's another page. Define last letter of a string, define first word of a string, go to any key, go on any key, go on enter, test for numeric input, alpha input, uppercase input, H character print subroutine, ditto, self-contained, ditto, 3-line, multi-digit call key, text border. Okay, we'll type T to go back. None of my selections seem to be working here. Well, T works. Ah, or computer stops you with the nasty burp at the end of the fourth line. That's all you can do. Okay, this is on how to program up to 6 lines, 6 screen lines in one command. Uh, so, yeah, you can use the redo command. This is getting rather abstruse, but let's try another disk. And that person said, is there anything on the TI on how to program? I think he was looking at pretty much the first disk that we demoed. Load in extended basic. If there's a load program, it'll pick it up. So this is music in the TI-99/4A, a review of the music capabilities and abilities of the TI home computer by Dallas Phillips, version 2.1. Press any key to continue. Some time ago, most of us acquired a TI-99/4A and a blue book called Beginner's Basic. We individually started to work through the book, and when we reached page 17, each of us learned of the call sound statement and found that our computer can make many noises and can produce musical notes on any integer from 110 hertz to far above the human range of hearing. You may think we can only use these notes to compose music for the dog or to make our roaches go live with the neighbor. You will learn some other uses for these notes later. Yeah, the first notes we did sounded like this. Monotonous, isn't it? Hold any key down to stop. Some of us are not interested in computer music, so we pass these pages up, but others are fascinated by it. Those of us who like it may just like to make music, but not be willing to put forth the effort that is required to practice enough to become proficient at playing an instrument. Or we may enjoy the challenge that music programming offers. Some simply enjoy listening to it. Whatever the reason, we have at least found that all the discoveries have not yet been made and that there are many new things to learn about it. Press any key. The, the programs on this disk will demonstrate music programming for the TI, starting at the beginning and progressing to good music and graphics. Oops, I hit a key at the end of it. I do ask that you share any new techniques or music brought about by this work with me. I will appreciate in sharing any musical work you may have done and any songs and graphics that you may have programmed. So send those cards and letters to Dallas Phillips, Route 4, Box 310, LaGrange, Kentucky 40031. And Dallas was nice enough to include his phone number too. Press the any key. We soon learned that we could easily produce music in the 3-note harmony, so we selected a nice easy melody and painstakingly typed in every line. Of course, for about the first 20 times we tried to run the program, it would get far enough to entice us to try one more time, and then the thing would burp something like, can't do that in line 110. We finally wore it down with a blank screen if we remember to include the call clear statement. The thing finally ran. For some reason, none of the people we showed it to seemed to think it was even slightly exciting. Some wives even had the brass to say, so what? Or big deal. Anyway, however it came out, it was a start, and it probably sounded something like this. Press any key. Got a little fancy. This is the old sing-along. So let this one run all the way through. Everybody sing. When you and I were young, okay? Words by G.W. Johnson, music by J.A. Butterfield, program that music. A song from a generation that is now growing beautiful love ballad. You know, anyone who is past 70, she or he will certainly enjoy it. Okay, so we ran the whole thing through. Okay, you can wake up now. We we progressed with methods that included lots of go substatements, then lots of data. The use of data saves a bunch of memory, if that's a problem, but it has two disadvantages. One, it causes really fast music to hiccup, hesitate, and break time. Two, it causes long pauses if you do attempt to do very much animation between notes. However, these disadvantages can be overcome by careful planning. Only use the graphics commands immediately after long notes and use sprites to keep movement going. Once a command has been given, Sam Moore Jr. does this with much success in Ode to Puppy Town. But if you have heard much TI music, you know that he can do wonders with the TI music. Oops. And here's Ode to Puppy Town. So we've got like the Old West, a fence, a cactus, puppies running from left to right. There's the saloon. Type run 100 to continue. Those bass notes you heard on Ode to Puppy Town, you can't program those in directly on the TI because the call sound statements don't go down that low. But what you have to do is cheat, run a call noise, call sound that's actually a noise, and then do a call sound as part of the statement, and that will modulate the noise to give you that. Wow, I told you Sam is good. How about those low notes? Okay, so he does mention it. If you want to hear or see the full-length version of Puppy Town or anything else you hear or see during this demonstration, they are all on this disc and it will be in the club library. We told you how we would show you to get the low notes. Just list the next program to see how to do it. This bright little melody uses only one call sound statement with both data and go sub statements. It would be virtually impossible to do animation at this speed, but it works well if you use the technique Sam Moore used in Puppy Town, or leave the animation off. Listen to this, and then we will go directly to several special effects. Never on Sunday. Did you notice how the final note was allowed to trail over while this program was loading? That is easily prevented. We told you way back there that you would learn some of the uses for those notes that are so high we can't hear them. In case you didn't get that, the note is not too high, the note is too high, not the other way around. We can't easily stop a trailing end note when another program is called by run statement immediately following a call sound. But we can program a note that no one can hear. All we have to do is use an inaudible note. Another use for inaudible notes as it rests is as rests in music. Here are a couple of examples. As a stop before a run statement, call sound 10, 30,030. This will produce a very short pause, and the previous note would stop as it normally would. And 2, as a rest in music, call sound T 30,030. The time T is of whatever duration is needed. The frequency is any tone above the range of hearing, and the volume is always 30. So chimes. Driving toward you, accelerating rapidly. So a Doppler shift. Driving away, lowering frequency. Striking clocks are monotonous, but this shows you how to produce low bell-like tones and sliding notes. Work bells, alarm bells, fire bells, farm bells, etc., have overtones with ratios near 1 to 2 to 3. Church bells use a 1 to 2 to 4 ratio for a more melodious sound. In other words, multiply the lowest note by 2 and by 4. The sound can also be made to sound more pleasant by using different volumes for each of the overtones. Volumes that increase as to the overtones sound like a xylophone or tubular bells. Press the any key. Here is a melody that was done in bell tones. It was done just for this project, so there is no full-length version at this time. Press any key. This was done the hard way with no data or go subs for the purpose of making it easy to understand. Notice that the length of sustained notes may have to be shortened from the mathematical length in order to sound right. Examine the program that follows to see how Sam Moore gets the clavicle sound. Press the any key. Venetian Boat Song Number 1 by Mendelssohn. The next one has nothing special about it other than excellent programming, but is a break if you don't like Mendelssohn. The Songbird. Oh well, I like Sam's boats. Type run 100 to continue. think we're going to stop here because we still have some more ground to cover. So, move the disc from drive number 1. And maybe we'll get into some animation here. Buy, select RXB, disc 1. Hmm. Let's try that again. Okay, got bad disc. Let's try the next disc in the sequence. Hmm. Okay, I think it's come time to turn off the computer, turn off the Nano PEB, turn them on again. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so discs 1260 and 1261 are both bad. Try another one. This one's called multicolor, and it's a nice demonstration of the multicolor mode on the TI. So we have what? Backgammon, Basements and Beasties, Beetle, Cat Writer. Look out. Okay, it probably writes a catalog to your disk to your disks. You're going to need to have enough room left over on it for it to write. Civil Engineering, Cockpit, probably a flight simulator. Texas Instruments, I wonder what that's about. Muley, 9, Multicolor. 10, Enjoy the Game. 11, Phantom of the Opera. 12, Star Wars. 13, Trader. Well, my notes here say that Multicolor was a fun demonstration. So, Multicolor Graphic by Martin Kotula, 1984. Data testing? Yes, we want to test that the data and the memory is okay. So press J for yeah. And this will take a minute as it's checking the memory in the console. Say, hell, what does REGEL mean? So it says control data and then data and REGEL.
Now you're asking for my great technical knowledge here. Um, you got a good question, and I have no answer.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm sort of assuming this is written by someone in Germany. MK, it's not Miller's Graphics.
What does it mean?
Mechatronics.
Rule, R-U-L-E, rule. A vega is a rule.
Wait a second. I'm Reglan. Reglan are rules. I'm sorry.
So we have even Geduld Ob. Sorry for my Chicago accent there. I know I'm butchering the language there.
I'm not seeing what you're talking about, to tell you the truth.
EVEN. The next word is GEDULD. And the next one is AUB, period.
Something.
My German expert is coming to the microphone at the moment.
Where's it written?
And
it just blinked off
Graphic
the
demo
screen.
is the graphics. Where's the GED? Something up. Turn something off or turn something on. I don't know.
I don't see
VE.
it.
Can you move it that way? My hands are filthy.
I can't.
Okay, I think what it's saying now is, do we want to run the graphic demo? And I'll press J
I
for
think so too. I think that's
yeah. Press enter. Okay. So I always found this to be an interesting demonstration of the little used multicolor graphics mode on the TI, to where you can define a character. Instead of being 8x8, you can make it 4x4. And so you don't get the color bleeding like you usually get when you run multiple colors close together. Remember, the multicolor effect was used in Rock Runner to get those weird pulsating effects of the rocks, the crystals. Yeah, it takes it a while to test the memory or set up the memory for this program. I don't think you can really run it direct if you type in N for no right at the beginning. I don't think it'll run clearly. Although I think once you actually run it, you can do all these. You can quit the program and run them again, or stop the program and run them again. Here's a nice display. Funny how we can get those in running diagonally. Not vertical, not horizontal, but diagonals.
That's very impressive. I was trying to sign into chat just now, and this thing is obviously I can't see chat since I'm part of the broadcast.
Hmm.
It doesn't show up on my computer,
You
but
almost need another computer.
yeah, that's what I'm doing
Yeah.
now. I'm looking at my wife's iPad, and the explanation from Schmitzy is that it was regel, which means rule, but he thinks that means meant to say regal, which is bar graphics bar.
Oh, okay.
So that little clarification.
Yeah. So that was just the multicolor demonstration. There's 10 other programs on this disk called Maxi XB. I don't remember quite where I got it from. Hang on. So,
We're
Will.
getting old, Vic. We're getting old, and we we've got too much stuff. Uh, you and I can't remember where we got all this stuff. That's a sign of having too much stuff.
Yeah. I'm sure somewhere in my office I have a Chicago Fair 2007 box that I should open up again someday. It probably has all sorts of wonderful goodies in it.
Well, it's what's interesting is that when we find this stuff, it brings back memories as much as it can bring back memories. And we, over the years, you and I and a whole lot of other people have collected a tremendous amount of stuff from the fair. And hopefully in the future, we'll do it again.
Yeah.
But more about that later.
Yeah. Well, as anybody who's watched our activities over the past few years with the compact flash / nano PEB, and also with the final gram, I have so much stuff I've had to create a notebooks to figure out what I actually have. This is called Valley Adventure. Let's try running that again. See documentation files, valdoc123. Okay, we can do that. There we go. It is over on the Nano on virtual drive number 3. I have all my utilities because very few things in the TI world use disk drive number 3. They might use a program disk in drive 1 and a data disk in drive 2. So I stash everything here. So here's our old friend Boot, which is a menuing program. Now the advantage of Boot is you can always show a directory, display a file, which means you can show a text file on the screen, or you can run most programs. These other blank spots, like 4 to 9, here I'll press function 5, is I can type in a program name, and then on the next line down, I can put where it's at. So for you RAM disk fans, if you got disks A to Z or whatever, if you got a huge RAM disk or something like that, yes, you can have multiple programs on different disks and have everything set up on this real nice menu. But what we're going to do here is we're going to press number 1 for show a directory, disk 1. Okay, load told us to read the docs first. So if you go down 1, here's valdoc1. You see it's a type DV size 80. And in the TI world, that means it's a text file. So what we can do is at the bottom of the screen, which you probably can't see, are the commands back, xrun, run, view, delete, and enter. I'm going to type V for view. Okay, so a V showed up there next to valdoc1, and I'll press enter. Okay, so here's the text of Valdoc 1. The news spread through Tybolia quickly. Vunum, the most powerful wizard of the northern kingdoms, had arrived at the gates of Princess Ivana's castle to offer her his help against the plundering hordes of Selric. Why is it all these wizards have a name that sound like, some kind of medication? You know, you know, like Viberzi and Vicodin and
They all are supposed to be a little bit sinister, I suppose.
yeah, it's funny about that. Princess Ivana gratefully accepted Vaunum on her side because her magic power was not strong enough to beat the enemy alone. Together they made up a spell out of the forces of light and darkness to run the wild hordes off Tybolian soil. Their combined magic incinerated the northern border area and removed the Selric threat forever. Oh, gee, it doesn't sound like there's much left to do in this game. In gratitude, Princess Ivana invited Vaunum to come and live in her kingdom and gave him the title Lord of the Valley. Vaunum accepted the honor because for more press space. The valley between the castles of the princess and her brother Zeron was a beautiful piece of land. He made plans to build 2 castles in the forests of the valley. Time passed. It looks like this file is supposed to be printed out because I'm seeing carriage return artifacts there. Hal, you're pretty familiar with TI writers, so that's...
Yeah, it does look like you can print it out, and probably it would be a good thing to have it printed out so that you can refer back to it when you start to play the game.
Okay, so by pressing W in boot, we can go from 40 column screen to here, wide 80 column screen. So now we'll try displaying the same file again. It says at the bottom of the screen, view disk 1 Valdoc 1. Press enter. Okay, this is how it would look on your printer. Now this is why some of the words were cut off and didn't use word wrap or something, because it's set up for 80 column screen. Unfortunately, you probably cannot read this at home. So I'll go back, press W again. And
Actually, it is readable. It's not, I don't have my glasses on, but I can still read it quite easily on my screen because there's a border on both sides of the text.
Oh, okay.
So you can run it on 80 if you want.
And I'm all butterfingers here. Wait a minute. Valdoc 1. At the insistence of the White League, Vonum started to build 2 temples surrounded by evil swamps dedicated to the lizard god Yinageoth. It seemed as if boy, I had to put that through the TI speech synthesizer with the terminal emulator to see how that's actually pronounced. It seemed as if no one could prevent the wizard from performing his old sacrifice rites. In the beginning, the princess could still shrug at the stories of lost cattle and runaway children. But after a while, she couldn't ignore her people's complaints about high taxes and atrocities. Only when her brother Ziron died of a disease caused by Vunum's medicine, she started to see the threat to her throne. So this is quite a story. Sometimes people just have here's the castle, here's the invading armies, and that's it. You know, you don't. Let's look at Valdoc 2. Okay, this is the backstory continued. So it seems you're required to read this before you actually start playing the game. So we'll quit this.
Yeah, if you don't read the story, you might zap the wrong character and shoot yourself in the foot with an arrow or with a magic spell or something. You know.
So if we can go down here using logic, load tells us to read the docs first. So we read the docs. Well, we skipped over them a bit. But here's the actual game named Valley. Here's another one character higher, WXYZ, Valley Z. Then there's Valo, but that's a DF80 program, and Val SOU, which is a DV80, but it's awful big. So imagine Valley here is the actual program we want to run. And what you can't see is there's a blinking light here as the program is running. What is your name? No, CTIUG. Do you want to load a character from disk? Oh, no, I've never saved a character to disk, so I'll say N for no. Oh, character types. Okay, choose carefully. Yeah, thanks. A magician, a thinker, a barbarian, a warrior, or a clergyman. Well, 3 out of the 4 require a little more mental agility than a barbarian or a warrior. So I'll choose the barbarian. Good luck, CTIUG, the barbarian. Okay, so on the left side of the screen is your on-screen character, and there's a zigzag line depicting the valley that goes across to the right side of the screen. Up in the air, I'll imagine that those are clouds. So CTIUG, the barbarian, the treasure is 0, force is 28, experience is 5, psychic ability, PSI, 22, turns is 0, and strength is 125. Your turn, in what direction? Well, I'm going to just assume you use the arrow keys here, so I'm going to press the D key. Okay. CTIUG, the barbarian, has found 170 treasure. And that was used 1 turn, a clump of gold. What direction? Let's go again. Nothing valuable. What direction? I seem to be up in the air. I better head down to the ground. We're on the road. What direction? I used the C key, one of the diagonals, and he moved diagonal pretty good. So I'll press the D key, and we'll press the R key. We'll press the C key, R key. Whoop. A harpy, the monster attacks. Shaken, but no damage. Quickly. Hit BL number. Look, I tried hitting him. Wonder what B means. Hit.
You're a barbarian, so why not go medieval on the harpy?
Yeah. The monster staggers beaten. Hit 5, killing the monster. Okay, let's see now. My strength has dropped down to 116 from 125. So his PSI has dropped down from 22, 23 to 20. Force is 28. Treasure experience turns. Let's go. Another monster. Monster doesn't see you. Oh, monster's attacked. Your chest has been hit. I'll hit him again. I wonder what these letters mean. Maybe we should have read the docs.
Oh, come on. We never read the docs. Stop fooling around. Just kick the monster's ass and let's get on with it. There may be maidens in the valley.
Oh, I ran away, apparently. An evil circle, run. On the road, what direction? I think if I keep going straight, I don't know what I'm doing. Going through a forest or what? But I imagine your idea is to try to stay on the road and encounter these creatures, and as usual, fight battles, get experience. Oh, we got a lot of treasure.
Find the girls.
Yeah. Your turn. What direction? Uh-oh, a man-eater monster. Monster attacks.
Bitch, slap it.
Yeah. Well, it's probably going too quickly for you to read, but it said the monster attacks. Your sword absorbs the blow.
We need to write a more modern game wherein we can kick them in the grummies and just get on with it, you know?
Yeah, then the TI would have to make a sound effect of either a honk or a crunch, like you see on Funniest Home Videos, where every time there's a adult man and a pinata and a kid with a stick who's blindfolded, yes, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, we'd have to have a sound for a scream, of course, as well.
Mm. Uh-oh, another monster. A kobold.
This place is just lousy with monsters.
Yeah, it is. But anyway, you folks will probably want to enjoy enjoy your own adventure. So I'm going to actually quit this game, so you can enjoy your own adventure. That was on disc like Tiger Cub, disc number 998, called The Valley Adventure. Let's look at the disc. No, it's Tiger Cub disc. In the upper part of the screen, it says TC1405. So if you have a Tiger Cub library, that is the number of that disc. Now, in the final gram, the Nano PEB, I can't fit every program on just one compact flash card, so I'm changing the cards now on the Nano. Okay, we're back. Move the distance in drive one. and we want disc number 158. Say bye-bye. And because we turned the computer off, we don't have anymore. Let's do a directory. Okay, this is called Programming Aids number 1. Second ASCII, second test, catalog, character definition, in-out subs.
Vic, we have another program note here. Rich Gilbertson just checked in and said that hope you guys use RXB 2020D Delta soon. It was released last week. Do you have, is that what you're using?
No, this is the first I've heard of it, but let me write this down.
That's just 3 minutes ago, so it's
I
fresh.
assume that's
fresh
on
off the press.
Atari Age, where I can find that.
Well,
And
we'll know
sure,
in
I
a minute.
will. The 2015's served me well all this time, but yeah, if he's got an update to it, I'm sure it's got all sorts of new goodies in it. Okay, we're going to do a catalog of this on the screen. This name is Programming Names 1, and this shows you all the programs. Okay. So this catalog program by Joey Rodriguez. Okay, so this is a pretty basic disk cataloger. This doesn't run the programs, but this will catalog them. June 1980. I guess you can print the catalog. This where do you want it? On the screen, the solid state printer, RS-232, or other, if you've got a PIO printer. So second ASCII, we'll try running that. There's not really any definitions here of what these programs do rather than trying to guess by their name. Okay. That was a program called Second ASCII. Let's just try running the second test, because there's the in-out subs and then in-out test, lowercase and lower test. Lights blinking. Oh, okay. So this will let you put any message you want on the screen in any location. Let's list it. Test program. Input row, input column, input your message, call clear, display second ASCII set, author, Rosemarie Petrich, second ASCII routine. Okay. Let's look at this lowercase, lower test. So I wonder if that does a true lowercase with true descenders for like the Q, the P, the G. Okay, so this is a different ASCII set than what you're used to. Instead of small capital letters, you'll notice these are actually true lowercase letters. And I see the Q and the P and the G have like a 1 pixel descender that sticks out the bottom.
Another quick program note. Rich Gilbertson says, you can just type 1 in REA instead of having to type DSK1, period.
I always just did it the long way. Okay, so here I did some regular letters. I'll do that next time. Okay, A, B, Q. You see how the Q's got a descender that sticks below the B and the C about 1 pixel. The same thing, P sticks below D and E about 1 pixel. And the letter G descends correctly between F and H. It's nice if you want to have a nice, neat looking program and you want true descenders rather than small capital letters. Okay. Let's try, let's see now. Works fine. Thanks, Rich. Saved me a lot of typing. So here's teaching discs 180, 182, 181, 182. We're teaching basic. I think the first 2 discs were the same as the ones we looked before. This is disc number 182, extended basic. So let's try running chapter 1. Then we'll learn a little more about programming. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, this is actually one of the disks I was looking for. I couldn't find the actual floppies, but it's here. Multi-statement lines. In extended basic, you may enter several statements on a single program or command line. A double colon is used as a statement separator. For example, 200 A equals 1, double colon, B equals 2, double colon, print space A semicolon B. Statements that are combined into a single line require less memory and execute faster than they would as in individual lines. 2 statements, data and image, may not be used in this way. They must be the only statements in their lines. Yeah, if you ever read Craig Miller's Smart Programming Guide to Sprites, he advises you to put as many statements together in one line as you can, because, as he says, the TI compiles basic statements one line at a time. So rather than having to do one line, going back, do the next line, go back, do a third line, go back, do them all together. Press enter. Because the statements in for next loop may now be entered as a single line, for and the next may be used in the command mode. For example, for I equals 1 to 20, print square I, next I. Press enter. Multi-statement lines also make possible an expanded form of the if-then-else statement. Instead of simply if condition, then line number 1, else line number 2, you can put statements in both the then and else clauses. Example, if A is less than B, then C equals A plus B, print condition 1, else C equals A minus B, print condition 2. Okay, so this looks like a good program for teaching extended basic. We're going to quit this. Whoops, Butterfingers here. Move that disk. Okay, so 158 was programming aids 1. No, we just did this one. Okay, we'll quit this. Okay, here's the programming aids 2. All right. Change disks again. Okay, do a directory of it. And programming aids 3. Okay. See reference, print, editor, index, linput. All right. So in the teacher's self basic and extended basic, move the disk. Oop, Butterfingers. Oh. Forgot to tell it which disk it is or which drive. Mm. Teach basic 2. Yeah, so if you want to learn TI Basic and Extended Basic, there are many disks available that have tutorials. This one looks like it's done a little bit different. Oh gosh, yellow, white on yellow. Functions are okay, I couldn't finish reading that. White on yellow was unreadable. In an earlier chapter, you saw the square root function, square A. Square A is a function of A. The program A equals 5, print square A, and would print 2 point. Okay. This is a list of the functions that I can handle. Okay, so you got absolute value, arctangent, cosine, exponential, integer, natural logarithm, sine, square root, tangent, and user defined. So user defined, you could probably have pi, phi, chi, all those other abstract numbers. These are arithmetic functions. There are other types of functions, control functions like tab, string functions like position. In this chapter, we will only talk about arithmetic functions. Functions are functions of variables like y equals the square root of a. A is a variable. There are different kinds of variables. Number variables like a, string of variables like a string, array variables like a parenthesis 1 end parenthesis, and string arrays like a string parenthesis 1 end parenthesis. Okay, so this is getting pretty advanced in a hurry, but it's there, letting you know all those weird words in the programming book, what they mean and how to use them. Yeah, I think I got in the habit of writing DSK for the directory here because I have a RAM disk in my office in the P box. And so I don't know if. No, it was always just defined as a disk A, B, or C on the RAM disk, or disk drives disk 1, disk 2, or disk 3. So we'll type in 1 here. Okay, so this is from the Altman Fairware Library, disk number 17 in the Altman Fairware Library. Remember, all these libraries were given away on CDs, DVDs, and thumb drives at the fairs under the section called Libraries. The Boston Computer User Library, the Altman Library, DCM, Chicago, Tiger Cub, they're all given away. So here we have a demo, get key, intruder, load me. This was supposed to be a game writer's toolkit. Well, we'll go down to load and run that. Save us the bother of. This does not run an extended basic. Use mini-mem cartridge, then basic from the color bar screen. Load, then run, then load me. This is the game writer's toolkit. All right, so let me write that down. Mini-mem, huh? Okay, well, we can do that. So going back to the final GROM. What do we have? New files, new games. B, tools. I don't see many memory here. Try with E. No, I don't see many memory there. D. Games A to M. Hacks. No. Homebrew. No, for sure I thought I had a mini-mem cartridge here in the here on the final GROM. Mini Writer, Midnight Mason. Okay, well, it's not worth taking any more time here to find something. We'll just go on to the next disc, the next cartridge. I'll find it later. Maybe I can run that next meeting. See that we have so few things we actually ran in mini memory. Okay, this is from the Altman Fairware Library, disc number 141. This is called XP Tools. So there's a README file and a tool called Compress, Data Press, Hints, Line Move, Load, Name Change, Print Test, Printer, Reference, Tools, and Docs. Some of these are toolkits that are for generic, XP programming. Some are specifically for the Game Writer's Tool Pack. So, yeah. Okay, so here's disk 3, my utilities disk. Go down to boot, select that. Okay. Once again, show the directory of disk 1. Here's the README. Press V for view. Press enter. To print the documentation, Tools Docs, use the load program. Do not use the text editor or the text formatter. Okay. Disk 1. Hints. Oh, okay, here we are. Go down to the last DV80 file, Tools and Docs, press V to view, enter. Okay, and this looks like it's formatted for 80 column. So we'll go back, press W, press 2 for display a file, disk 1, Tools and Docs. There we go. So now you got a nice formatted 80 column display. This Extended Basic Tools, copyright 1987 by Jim Swedlow, release 1.1. Extended Basic Tools, known hereafter as XP * Tools, is a group of programs that will help you write, revise, debug, and analyze extended basic programs. Table of contents, important information, system requirements, first things first. Overview, running XP Tools programs, default file names, reference. Compress, name change, line move, data press, printer, ASCII chart, load, endnotes. XP Tools is distributed under the Fairware concept. Distribute it to your friends in the user group library. Fairware is a marketing technique. If you find it helpful, please send what you think it is worth to Jim Swedlow, 7301 Kirby Way, Stanton, California. If you send me fair consideration, I will advise you of updates, fixes, and future offerings. I cannot do this unless you support the Fairware offer. Okay, system requires Extend Basic, 32K, 1 disk drive, RS-232, and a printer. Okay, so this is getting pretty complicated. If somebody else would like to run through this program and demonstrate it, I would appreciate that. I feel like I'm just sort of selling them a little short.
I think the important thing, Vic, is that we let people know that all this stuff is available and that it exists out there in the wild, and that they can find it on any of the discs that or flash drives that you've distributed at Chicago TI International World Fair each year. Now, of course, in order to get that, they probably should attend the fair. if they can attend the fair, if we have a fair. And a quick programming note once again that we will be publishing information about the next fair when we know it for sure. Right now, we are experiencing difficulty with the place where we normally have the fair, which is the Evanston Public Library. For almost the past year, they've been shut down and have not had any events at the library. And it's about the only place in this town that we can find that is anywhere near our budget. And therefore, we've been doing this there since I think 1994 was the first time we were there. But we've been doing it for all those years. It's worked out very well for all those years. We intend to continue doing it there. And we just have to make certain that they will open up again and take our reservation. We've already paid. We paid for last year, and they kept our money on account, and therefore we will hopefully be having a fair this year. There'll be more information released. Perhaps next month we'll know more. And we realize that for many people, traveling to the fair means making hotel reservations, making airline reservations, or car rental reservations well in advance. And we appreciate the difficulty of doing that if you don't know exactly when the fair is going to be. It is just something that we have to live with. And I should also mention, for those who don't know, that one of the difficulties of scheduling the fair is to work around the Northwestern University home football games. We have to, in order to get any hotel rooms in this town or anywhere reasonably close by, we have to work around those home games. We have tried to go head to head with those games in the past, and the result has been we haven't been able to get hotel rooms within 15 miles. We haven't been able to get into any restaurants to hold our banquets or our pre-fair dinners. And the result is that we now are a little older, perhaps a little wiser, and we understand that we have to do it on a non-football weekend. So that's our limitation. And right now we have other limitations. At any rate, we will put that information out to the public as soon as we know ourselves, as soon as we have a firm commitment to do so. And then things will progress from there. Hopefully, it'll be at least 4 or 5, 6 months in advance, but we can't guarantee anything at this point. You know, we're all living through unprecedented times. And for that matter, we're not even all sure that we'll be around for the fair. This damnable COVID-19 has struck down several of my friends, and I know that many other people have also had problems with this disease, in some cases tragic problems. So we just hope that everyone will bear with us, and we'll all see you hopefully in the fall. That's it for me.
Well, thank you, Hal. I know some people have been inquiring about the fair update. Okay, so we'll go to Editor Assembler, Directory, Disk 3. Okay, and we'll reload boot again. Go to widescreen, do a directory of disk 1, and view the README file. So press V for view, press enter, and this is from our old friend Ken Gilliland, who you might remember from the Disc of Dinosaurs, Son of Disc of Dinosaurs, Disc of the Old West, Disc of the Ancient Times, the Baba Brewery labels, because Ken is also a beer brewer. And so he has a whole lot of disc O's. And here's briefly on this disc. What we have is loads of programs, disk labeled underline P. This is the artwork for the disc label. This is a TI artist picture file, but can be accessed by Max RLE and printed. Enchant P. This is your mini poster for the South Pacific album. Yes, it's also a TI artist picture file. Read this. If you don't know what this is, I can't help you. Important note, since this disk writes to a file on the disk, you cannot put a write protect tab on this disk. If you do so, you will be greeted by an annoying honk and an error statement. Nobody wants this to happen. For the technical minded or those just plain interested, how this disk works. When the load program boots, it also loads assembly language for an assembly language graphic screen loader and for lowercase characters. Now, after a selection is made, it loads the screen data for the appropriate piece and write the selection letter A, B, or C to the SP file. That is why no write protect tab. It then loads the assembly file. Now, the first thing this file does is tell the 32K memory to forget everything about the screen loader in lowercase, since text-to-speech assembly requires almost the entire 32K memory. So it frees up all the memory in the 32K. It then remembers the speech assembly hidden in the ASMB file and takes a look at the SP to see what music you selected. It then loads it and loads more speech assembly and the words to the song. After the piece is finished, it then forgets all that speech assembly and goes to the load program, thus remembering the screen loader in lowercase. That's how it works in a nutshell. How I got the computer to sing on key is which my own personal singing editor that I may release someday if there's a demand. If you don't really want to send me cash for this program, I understand. What I do ask is that you at least write and tell me what you think, even if it's negative. The address boot in the load program if you need it. Here's a quick list of what's available to date for me. The T2 encoder, Richie Wagner's greatest hits. Oh yeah, that disc of Wagner's great. The 1986 Girly Calendar, the Star Trek album, the South Pacific soundtrack, one with speech, and the best of Patsy Cline with speech. I don't think I got the Patsy Cline one. Uh, coming soon, Wagner lyrics for the TI tenor, Oklahoma, Porgy and Bess, Carousel, Richie Wagner's Greatest Hits 2, The Music Man, Patsy Cline 2, and South Pacific 2. Yeah, Ken made it to a couple fairs. Oh, The Wizard of Oz, hits from the 50s, the 1988 Girly Calendar, the Star Wars saga. Thanks for your time, Ken Gilliland.
You know, on the girly calendars, what is it? Every 34 years, I think it's something like that. The calendars repeat. In other words, the first of the year is on the correct date.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because
So
we have
if
that
you-
pesky leap year every 4 years, and it staggers it.
So
Yeah.
if you save those old calendars, they'll be valid again. Let's see, from I guess in about 10 years, the 86 one will be valid if that's the correct number of years.
86,
34.
96, 2006, 2016, be 30 years. Yeah.
2016? No. 86? Yeah, so maybe it was last year. Maybe that was I'm
Oh,
thinking, has the time gone by that fast? Oh my Lord.
okay. So this there's also the TI Sings disc where they sing like the Octopus's Garden and You're So Vain and things like that. And I think there's a programming disc, TI Sings Play. But anyway, here's from South Pacific, and it has Bally High, Some Enchanted Evening, and Younger Than Springtime, and then the program. This is just too good to pass up. So we're going to start with letter B, Some Enchanted Evening. It's loading data off the disk drive lights. Yeah. Programmer, artist, musician.
Some enchanted evening. You may see a stranger. You may see a stranger across a crowded room. And somehow you know even then that somewhere you'll see her again and again. Some enchanted evening. Someone made me laughing. You may hear her laughing across a crowded room. And night after night, as strange as it seems, the sound of her laughter will sing in your dreams. Who can explain it? Who can tell you why? Fools give you reasons. Wise men never try. Some enchanted evening. When you find your true love. When you feel her call you across a crowded room. Then fly to her side and make her your own. For all through your life you may dream all alone. Once you have found her, never let her go. Once you have found her, never let her go.
That was just one. That was just one of the 3 songs on the South of Pacific Singing TI disc by Ken Gilliland. So remove that disc. Yeah, if I may digress a moment here on Ken's um, disc of Wagner that he had. He had all of the songs from the Ring of the Nibelung opera, and he had a rather elaborate cover for the booklet that it came in that was very detailed. And what that cover was actually a matrix, 3 by 3, 3 across and 3 down, of TI artist pictures. And he showed how to do that, where you take all 9 pictures and you put them on a disc, and you tell the program, print the picture 1 in the upper left, picture 2 in the upper middle, and picture 3 in the upper right. And this was quite a procedure because it would take one line from each picture and print it in one stroke across the page. And it was quite a while back. I also had, so it was thanks to him for saying how he printed that picture out from the individual files that he had on the disc. It is not one TI artist picture, it's a matrix. I actually ran an article in the Chicago Times uh, paper magazine that Chicago User Group used to print, and it was how to print big GIFs, where I copied his instructions and mentioned it. And I think the suggested picture I had printed out was a black and white GIF of a space shuttle on the launching pad with the gantry. And normally with GIF Mania, you have to shrink that image down and you lose a ton of detail. So it was a little bit involved getting all your ducks in a row, and it takes a little while to print, but it was definitely worthwhile. So here's from Milo Tsukrov, who programmed the MightyWare disk that we've demonstrated a few times at Chicago meetings. And the advantage of that was it was a icon graphical menu that you controlled with the icon with the joystick to pick it out. So let's press the any key. And MightyWare was pretty good. Excuse me. Oh, Jesus. Well, we haven't had that happen for a long time.
Well, at least we proved it is a real TI demo.
Ah, the plug fell out of the wall. Hardware failure. Okay, so let's load that up again. Yeah, all I did was shift my chair a little bit, and I must have grabbed the power cord.
Well, a wall wart malfunction is better than a wardrobe malfunction.
I'll show you my wall wart.
Kinky.
Okay, well, please wait. Well, it is loading the program. This is a bit involved, where he has more than one page of a graphical menu, and you move the cursor with your joystick. And like I said, the MightyWare disc, he had the Rain, he had Lawnmower Game, he had quite a few different programs there. Okay. And so what this will do is this will actually catalog whatever's on the disk, figure out what the particular files are, if they're a program file, DV80 file, data file, whatever. Either it's not done or it hasn't loaded correctly. I'm disappointed. Because this was fun. Gee, I've talked it all up. Well, hmm. Unless he's doing something in here where it's not compatible with RXP. Give this a few more minutes to load, and if it fails, go on to the next disk. It is worth the wait on this because he has the nice graphical display. All I can think of is I got a bad disk here. I'm sorry.
To fill the dead air, I could sing.
Mhm.
Many
South
people,
Pacific.
many people have heard me sing and gone on to live perfectly normal lives. But then again, why risk it?
Oh, okay. Here's a literal blast from the past. Yeah. 1991. Yes, this was written in response to U.S. military Operation Desert Storm, or was that
I don't know, but it was it the I think it was the invasion of Kuwait that we were fighting against.
Freedom?
I don't remember which one that was.
That was Freedom then, because we were
Freedom.
liberating Kuwait.
You know,
Okay, so this is Scudbusters. The Scud is the name of the missiles, surface-to-surface missiles
Yeah.
that were being fired into Kuwait at the time, as the American forces were trying to liberate it. So here's the instructions. You are a gunner manning a Patriot missile battery. Now, don't forget the Patriot missile uses a TI microprocessor in it because of its double accurate mathematics computing over a conventional chip. So you're manning a Patriot missile battery at a remote outpost in Saudi Arabia. Saddam Hussein is hurling Scud missiles in from Iraq just as fast as he can. You have an unlimited supply of Patriots, paid for by your Saudi hosts. For each coming Scud, you can get off one round only. The Scuds come in from the top of your view window, falling in a ballistic arc toward the Saudi desert. Your job is to intercept as many of them as possible. To the desert, huh? Gee, it seems like you could just let them. Usually missile command and stuff. You're trying to defend your city.
Well, you don't want to lose any camels, you know.
Yeah. As play begins, there will be a randomly selected interval between 1/2 second and 1.5 seconds before each scud enters your view window. Its position and horizontal velocity will have been selected randomly by Saddam's TI-99-4A computer. He had one? Your aiming point will show a small dot in the middle of the screen, slightly brighter than the stars in the night sky. Player 1 will start first using joystick number 1 to point his aiming spot, and the fire button of that joystick to shoot his Patriot missiles. The object is to move the aim point so that the Patriot will intercept the point on the path of the scud. More, press any key. The Patriot, when fired, will rise from its launcher at the bottom left corner of your screen. Its speed will be proportional to the distance to the aim point. Thus, its flight time to the aim point will be just about constant. For each scud hit, you'll hear an airburst sound and get 50 points added to your score. For each scud that hits the desert floor, you'll hear a louder ground burst sound, and you'll lose 10 points. Both the position of your pointer and the timing of your shot are important. The game will proceed in bursts of 20 scuds, then a pause so you can catch your breath, or so player 2's turn can begin. Players will alternate, if there's 2, every 20 scuds, until one of them gets to 10,000 points. This will win the game unless player 2 still has a turn coming, in which case player 2 will be given one more at the bat before the game ends. Piling up more negative points than 1,000 will cause a player to lose the war. There are 3 skill levels available. Each player may select his own level for play from the choices of beginner, journeyman, and expert. At beginner level, scuds start from the top at a slow downward pace and accelerate slowly. The joystick action is slow enough to be easily controlled, yet fast enough to more than keep up with the scuds. Journeyman level makes the action of the joystick faster and the scuds accelerate faster. As play proceeds, the scud's starting vertical velocity increases. Expert level makes for a real challenge, even for more experienced players. End of instructions. Enjoy. Press any key. Number of players. We'll just do this solo. It's hard to have you play this hell. We're going to go with, that's nice. Alpha lock. Enter. Press the enter key. Whoa. Hmm. I don't think I've hit one of them yet. There we go.
There's a lot of dead camels out there.
Well, and the thing is, unfortunately, with this display I'm using, there's about 1 second between what the TI is doing and what I see on the screen. So my responses are very slow. And this is a extremely difficult game to play. There we go. Hit another one. I'm only down to negative 50. I'm at 0. Whoops. Okay. I hit 3 and missed 17. Not bad. Uh, your your results at home will be better than this was. Oh.
When Bruce wrote this program, he sent me about 3 different versions. Every couple of days, I get an updated version. It gets better and better and better. He was really remarkable about that. He sent me copies of everything he wrote, and every little correction that he made, I'd get a new version. Sometimes it was hard to keep up with him. He was really an excellent programmer, and great loss to the community when he died.
Yeah, it's I had gotten most of his. Well, he had worked with Mike McSimic of MIDI Master fame on a MIDI album, and he and his partner Dolores Worth had made the Middle Ages type music discs that played in MIDI Master, and it was quite the accomplishment.
Absolutely, he did so many different things for the community, and came to the fair every year. Sold his programs there. Would create new versions of his programs, sometimes on the fly at the fair, when someone needed something to be modified or altered in some way, and was an all-around good guy. I really miss him.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like we're running up against the end of the show here. We've got about another 3 minutes before we normally shut down.
Okay.
So perhaps we should thank everybody for showing up today, and thank Rich for giving us some heads up about his new RXB. I presume it's available on Atari Age or somewhere. I'm sure you'll find it. And anyone else who's interested, I'm sure will as well. So it's good to see so many people. We have 123 subscribers, it says right now, and we've had I think 14 people watching today. Again, this program will be available online. It will be recorded and available for people to watch or rewatch if they want to, and watch at their leisure if they haven't seen it today. So I think we've got pretty good turnout today.
I hope everybody's standing up for the.
Oh yeah. I don't think it's playing. At least I can't hear it, but I'm so deaf anyway. Well, boys and girls of all ages, thanks for being here today. And I guess we will see you next month on the first Saturday as usual. If not on that date, we'll certainly let everyone know well in advance exactly what time we'll be there. And I guess that's about it from here for us, if no one has anything else to add. Good. We'll see you next month.
Yeah. So any comments?